welcome to another edition of the Silverbird Selection. It's time for my 21st game review in this series. This one was chosen by you guys ahead of the game Cheapskate, which it narrowly beat. The game is BMX Kidz, a Silver Range release from 1987. Very common game to find on eBay and in other retro gaming stores online, and my copy cost me £1 some time ago, so pretty cheap game to pick up. So let's take a look at the game, starting with the packaging as always, and then we'll look at the game itself. Here we have the front cover then, as always. Let's take a look at it in more detail. Typical Silver Range affair, and you can see 3 BMX riders on the front there. The main guy in the yellow though, he's got a bit of a zombified look on his face. He seems to be in a bit of a trance, and his bike's kind of all over the place as well, so I'm not really that impressed with that front cover, to be honest. Wraps around onto the spine with the BMX Kidz logo, which again is pretty basic when it comes down to it. And then the back cover has got the 2 screenshots on as always, and a little overview of the game. For thrills, spills and skids, ride with the BMX Kidz. Someone testing out their poetry skills there a little bit. Inside you've got the usual junk that you've already seen a dozen times before, the list of other games available, the mail order information. So let's get on to the instructions, which are pretty simplistic on this one. So BMX Kidz is copyright Giggly Works. It's got the loading instructions, no introduction to the game like most of them have. It goes straight then on to playing the game. You've got joystick in either port of your Commodore 64, and then it's got the instructions for what you do with the joystick for accelerate, decelerate, moving the bike, and also pulling a wheelie. Popping wheelies when on a ramp will cause the bike to jump. And then you've also got some controls when your bike is in mid-air, and a few sort of controls for pausing and restarting the game as well. And then at the very bottom we've got some playing hints. Collect cans of fizzy pop for energy, collect bouncing wheels for spoke points. If you run out of either, you'll come a cropper. And that's it for the instructions, very simplistic on this one. So as you can see here, BMX Kidz is loading. Please wait. Not sure if that's the extent of the loading screen or if we're going to see something more substantial. Oh, just as I say that, here we go. Now that's quite a nice loading screen actually. It's got a nice sort of background on it, sort of 3D-ish image of the BMX Kidz logo, and a nice guy on a BMX sort of flying up in front of it. So that's very nicely done actually. So the game's loaded, and as you can see there's a scrolling text message with lots of information, including all the credits for the game, who it was written by, who it was designed by, who it was produced by, who the music and sound effects were by, which was Rob Hubbard. Also the high score table music's by another guy whose name I just missed there, and also the title screen graphics were also mentioned there as well. So lots of credits as I mentioned. High score music by Jori Olkkonen, it says there. And also some greetings to lots of their friends by the looks of it as well. The background music seems to be mainly made up of samples, and so you might not be able to hear it too well. It's probably a little bit quiet, but it is pretty cool music. Probably hear this bit alright. As mentioned on previous reviews, some of the samples don't play very loudly because of the SID chip that's in this particular version of the Commodore 64. So enough listening to the title screen music and watching those numerous scrolling credits. Let's get on with the game, which you do by pressing the fire button. So you're then presented with this screen that tells you what you've got to do on the first track. To complete track 1 you've got 2 minutes 10 seconds. You practice stunts and wheelies, and you'll hear it say, or maybe you won't hear depending on how well the sample's coming through, go 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 a lot in this game. So as you can see they're trying to be especially cool with stuff like Yo BMX Kid and spelling kids with a Z and all that kind of stuff, some of which works better than others. So let's get on with the game. Press fire and the game will start, and it's a left to right scrolling. You're the white BMX rider, all the others are in the background now behind me, So the idea is you go along the course, you've got to pick up two different types of items. One is the cans of pop, which maintain your energy, and the other is the spokes, which maintain the number of spokes you got. Now every time you do a jump, oh, I actually did one successfully there, but you'll lose some spokes. As you can see, they've gone down now. So the idea is you've got to keep your spokes topped up. Also, if you clash with another rider, then your spokes will go as well. So you've got to keep them stocked up. You've also got to keep your energy stocked up, because once it drops below the white part of the energy bar, you'll run out of energy. So I actually finished that quite easily. That is just a practice level, to be honest. So we'll move on to the more serious stuff now. So now I've got 2 minutes to complete track 2. I'm going to do one wheelie and one stunt. So you kind of saw me doing a couple of stunts there. I'll try and explain what that involves as we go through this. It's quite fast-paced gameplay, so I don't really get to talk too much about it. So now you're in a serious race and everyone's sort of clashing with each other a little bit more, which is where the need for the spokes comes in a little bit more. So to do a wheelie, as it said in the instructions, you hold the fire button down. As you can see, there you go, there's a wheelie. So I've done one wheelie. The other thing I've got to do is a stunt, and you do them by pressing the fire button when the bike's in mid-air, but you've then also got to land the bike flat on both wheels to actually complete the stunt. So I'll see if I can manage to do that on one of these bigger jumps in a moment. I think there's one coming up. Here we go. Yeah, see, I didn't actually manage to do that, I don't think. Yeah, and sure enough, when I crossed the finish line, not enough tricks, the game's up, and that's it, game over. So you don't get any multiple attempts at any of the courses. You get it wrong, you don't complete it in the allotted time, or finish in the top 3, as it happens, or do the required number of stunts or wheelies, then it's game over. So I've got a high score, so we'll hear that high score music that I mentioned, which is pretty cool as well. Very big high score table. I'd actually say that the high score music's better than the title screen music, as it happens. So as you can see, I can put my name in there. Got a score of 660, not very impressive really, but there you go. But yeah, that music's quite cool. Okay, so let's get on and try again. So I'll do this level again, which, as I've already said, is fairly straightforward, so not much to say about it. Let's talk about the graphics. This game is quite reminiscent of a well-known NES game, Excitebike, which came out a few years before this game, so I imagine that this was inspired by it. You've got the ramps, you've got the bikes, obviously, but also the control of the BMX when it's in the air is very similar to Excitebike as well, where you've got the opportunity when it's up in the air to tilt the bike to try and land on your wheels to give you a better landing. So very similar. Graphics are not exactly the same as Excitebike. They're probably similar but not quite the same in terms of quality. You've also got the signs in the background with the BMXs on and things like well odd and well cool and well rad on there, trying to be cool again. So I've come fourth again there. The temps bonus is if you're attempting tricks and things like that, which obviously I haven't been trying to do during this demonstration. So let's try track 2 again. See if we can get that stunt done fairly early this time, and then I just have to do a wheelie to qualify for the next round. Here we go. No, failed that. Yeah, failed that as well. It's quite difficult to do the stunt. What happens is, to do the stunt, you'll see his wheel turn in mid-air when you press the fire button, and then you've got to land flat on the 2 wheels, as I mentioned. So yeah, it's not easy. When you're also taking into account the fact you've got to keep stocked up on the 2 pickups, beat at least 3 other riders, or 2 other riders maybe. Yeah, have failed again. And also do the stunts and the wheelies. So yeah, there's quite a lot of different things you've got to combine together to get onto the next stage. There's a combination of factors that you've got to get all right all at the same time. So I'll go to stage 2 again. I won't show you another recording of stage 1. Because you've already seen that, and let's see how we get on this time around. Okay, so here I am again, let's try it again. See how I get on. It is annoying when you get crashed into a lot early on. No, failed to do it again there. I did the wheel turn but didn't land on my 2 wheels. There must be a knack to this which I haven't quite worked out yet. Sometimes I manage to do it and sometimes I don't. So it will just be a bit of trial and error, I think. Let's do the wheelie while I'm in a bit of open space there. So as soon as you do the wheelie you slow down, so you've got to keep ahead. No, I don't think I managed it then again, so I suspect that's probably a failure again. It says I got a high score though, despite me not doing particularly well, and I did. So let's try again. Okay, so I just did the stunt there, you might have heard the noise go off, so hopefully I can just pull a wheelie and get through this stage. I might get on to the next stage. I'm running a little bit short of spokes, so I'm a little bit worried about it. I should be alright now, I think. Here we go, get to the finish. There we go, came first, got some bonuses for the temps, so I did the stunt and the wheelie and get onto the third level. And I think this will be the end of it now. I doubt I'll get past this level. Could get lucky, and I don't think I need to show you any more of it really. The third level is just more of the same. Now I've got to do 2 wheelies and 1 stunt in 10 seconds less time, and the course is blue instead of green. You see the background's changed a little bit. We've now got a sort of space background. Okay, so I've done the stunt there, so I can just pull a wheelie and keep ahead of everyone. That was 1 wheelie, that's 2 wheelies. Oh, I was trying to get crashed into. I'm not doing too badly here, could get lucky and get to the 4th stage. Just do another wheelie just in case. The race to the finish now. Yes, I need to do it. I was lucky. Doing that stunt early on actually gave me some impetus to actually finish the level. So I've mentioned the graphics, which are pretty nice. They're not amazing. I'm pretty sure I won't do this level now unless I'm on a roll. Blue again, different background but the same foreground graphics. The graphics for the bikes are a little bit blocky. The background graphics are pretty decent, I would say. The sounds are alright as well. Although it does sound every time you clash spokes with someone, like, there we go, I've done 1 stunt. It does sound a little bit like whiz balls just died. Oh, okay, so on that one, I've run out of spokes from clashing with the other bikes too much, and that's it. So one thing I hadn't mentioned is, at the end of each stage, whether you fail or succeed, you get an interesting message, like this time it says, eat your Coney Island ut, whatever that means. I wonder if that was supposed to be out and they've run out of characters or something like that. But sometimes it mentions people's names who are probably friends of the programmers or indeed the programmers' names. So I got a high score there. So let's see how I managed to do by getting through to stage 4. I've only managed to do that a couple of times. There you go, I actually finished 10th. That's not bad going. I'm not going to play it again because I think we've seen enough. You get the idea. It's a pretty fun game, but it's also frustrating in a few ways because there's so many different things you've got to do to actually complete a level. You know, you've got the time limit, you've got to finish in a ranking position in the top 3, you've got to avoid crashing into the bikes and losing all your spokes, so you've got to collect the power-ups, and then you've got to do the stunts as well. There's quite a few things you've got to do to actually succeed, and playing the same levels over and over again just trying to do that can be quite frustrating. Anyway, let's get on with the review scores. So to start with, I'm going to give the packaging a rating of 6 out of 10. Wasn't particularly impressed with that. Not very good instructions, and the front cover image was a bit weird as well. Presentation though I think was nice. We've got nice title screen, good music on the title screen and different music on the high score table, and a nice extensive high score table as well. So no complaints there. I'm going to give the presentation a 7. Graphics I'm going to give 7 as well because they're pretty decent. They're not amazing, but they're very, acceptable graphics for a budget game. Sound I think is excellent. You've got the 2 tunes as I've just mentioned. You've also got pretty decent sound effects in game. So for the sound I'm going to go with 8 out of 10. And then playability, I've kind of toed and fro with my choice for this. I was going to give it a 6 because I think it's reasonably playable. I'm actually only going to give it a 5 because of all those reasons I mentioned make it quite frustrating to play and actually take quite a bit of the fun out of it. The fact you've got to concentrate on collecting those power-ups, beating the time limit, beating the other racers, keeping your speed up and doing the stunts and the wheelies, it's just a little bit too much and it takes some of the fun out of it. So yeah, I'm going to go with 5 out of 10 for the playability, which gives it an overall score of 7 out of 10, which I have to say I think is pretty much spot on for a game like this. It's good fun, but it's not amazing. So I do think it was worth the $1.99 asking price. It's borderline, it can get a bit frustrating, but I think if it put a 2-player mode in it, then that would have made it even more fun. But it's reasonably fun, and it's not too frustrating, I suppose. I think doing this review, I've played it quite a few times, and I've got a little bit annoyed with having to do the second stage, or sorry, the first stage over and over again just to get to the second and future stages. So yeah, a little bit frustrating, but I think 7 out of 10 overall is a decent score for it anyway. So if you've played this game before and got any thoughts about it, then as always, let me know in the comments. Right, that's another review in the bag then, and that means it's time for you guys to help me choose a game that I'll play in a future video. And keeping with the sporting theme, although these games are a lot more traditional sports than the one I've just played, the choices this time both happen to be Activision game re-releases as well. It's either on-court tennis or on-field football. So let me know in the comments which of those 2 games you'd like me to play, on-court tennis or on-field football, and I'll play one of them in a future video. As always, thanks for watching. That's the end of this review. Let me know in the comments your thoughts about BMX Kidz as well, and I'll see you next time with another game review. Bye for now.